There's lots of different ways to write tracks on the DB-01. I like using the randomizer, but going old school with the arpeggiator is also nice. What makes it hard is that there's no metronome and no counting. So, I mean, if you're synced up to a drum machine or something like that, not a problem, but otherwise it can be a bit of a problem. Here's something, if you're really desperate, you can go clock out to filter in. Then when you start up, oh, you've got to turn the amp up. So, not ideal, but it's something. So if you're playing something pretty sparse, it can keep you in time reasonably well. Oh, now, by the way, while we're fiddling with these cables, there's been a couple of comments recently and people saying, I can't quite get the sound you're getting. Well, the number one thing is the classic trick of putting the CV out into the filter input. And I always have this in, and with that you get filter tracking. It's an oldie but a goodie, and I would never play it any other way. It adds a whole lot of variation, so highly recommended. And if you're not doing that, then and you're looking at the other knob positions, it's never going to sound the same unless you've got that in there. So that's that. But what we're looking at is using the arpeggiator. This is a great pedal, but gee, it's noisy. Using the arpeggiator to write a track. So to begin, we'll go to last step. So shift last step. By default, it's on 16. Go up the bars. Last step 64. So now we've got a 4-bar pattern. We'll save that, just so if we make a horrible error and need to reload, which is quite likely, we can reload to a blank 4-bar pattern. So there's a couple of little traps to look out for. One is that if you put it into record mode, now it's recording, and then you go into the arpeggiator, you watch the record button. As soon as you go into arpeggiator mode, the record button is off. Recording is disabled, but it's still playing. So you might think you'll be recording something, but you won't be. So what you need to do is go into the arpeggiator first, then press record. So we're rolling, but you wouldn't know it because we're in arpeggiator mode, so everything's lit up. At least you've got the bar indicator here, so it can tell you what bar you're in, and you can confirm that it's in record mode here. So there it is, happily recording away, but the chances then of us recording our pattern that we want starting at the actual start of a bar is exceedingly low. But don't worry about that, just record it wherever. Because chances are you might sort of be looping through a few times until you get something you really like. And as soon as you get something you really like, just press stop and then you adjust the start point later. So let's try that. Let's see, I don't like that already. Get the sound just right. I don't mind that. That was all right. But let's go to the start. Right. So the beat we want starts at probably the worst possible place, bar 4, and wraps around. I think we should advance the sequence by that many steps. So we're going to shove everything over. So when this disappears, that should now be at the start of the song. now we'll just take those first two bars. So we'll go back to 32 steps. So that sort of works. Let's save that. So we've sort of got two bars there, and at this point you can go back to the randomizer. That's gate length, and this is filter modulation, so you can play with those two quite safely. So although we haven't deleted any notes, by putting this back, the VCA back to 0, and then playing with the gate lengths and then adding modulation, we've sort of got that variation. That's not too bad. Let's go for another pattern. Well, I have to go down here. Do the same thing, so we'll go last step, go up to the fourth bar, save that, and go into arpeggiator mode, and then record. So we're recording again, which we should see. Yep, there it is, changing bars. So now we'll do another little bit. Well, a little bit that we can actually hear what we're doing. Okay, hopefully we've got that somewhere. Try to see what step it actually starts on. It's this one. So we want to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Okay, so then we'll take the first two bars only. So we'll go last step, 32. So now we've got two bars. Let's save that. Sort of. Let's go to the randomizer, do the same thing we did last time, filter and gates. That sort of works, and then you can do your other little things, you know, maybe add in some accents wherever. And also maybe have a little pitch envelope. So some classic hits at the classic points. couple up here that are a bit different. Oops. Let's see what we've got. Well, refinement needed. Oh, look, while we're here and we've got the old Korg Multi in the background, how about just one more laugh? And here's the bass line driving the multi-poly on a pretty sort of ugly distorted sound I made with the arpeggiator of the DB-01 doing all the work. Until next time, see ya.